You're watching DCTV Denton Community Television.
Follow your dreams, and they say, do what you want.
Hi everyone, hope you're having a great day and thanks for watching. I'm excited to have my guest, David Card, here today. David, appreciate you coming up.
How do you do, sir?
Come up from Dallas to talk to us. He's the owner of Poor David's Pub in Dallas for many years. You've had your 35th anniversary, in last year?
36.
36, yeah.
36 and counting.
Yeah, it's quite a place that so many people have come to for the years to have a good time, and a lot of good entertainers you've brought in there over the years. I remember when you were on Greenville Avenue.
Yeah, I was on Greenville. That was not my original spot.
Really, yeah.
The original spot was 2900 McKinney Avenue, which is now the heart of Uptown, Dallas, which is pricey real estate. And the reason I moved from there was they wouldn't sell me the building, nor would they give me a long-term lease. So I moved to Lower Greenville, where they gave me a long-term lease, and was there for 21 years.
21 years at that location.
Yeah.
I remember seeing the New Bohemians there.
Yes.
Edie Brickell, the New Bohemians.
Yes, I, as a matter of fact, was the first one to give them a full-time gig or a headlining gig on the weekend.
Really? Yeah.
Because I heard them across the street at Rick's Casablanca Cafe and during the week, and I said, well, I like them. And I hired them on a Friday night, and I think Edie would substantiate this. I believe that was their first weekend paid gig.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Who was the guy that played guitar for her? Do you remember?
Hell, I can't tell you. I don't remember all the names. There have been so many names of band members that have come through.
She went on to marry Paul Simon.
Yeah, she's still doing very well, and she is an alumna of Poor David's Pub, I'm proud to say. And I understand that didn't she just release an album recently?
I think so, last year or so, something
to
like that.
Pretty high critical scores.
Yeah.
So. Am I supposed to look into any of these cameras or just talk to you?
I always forget about the cameras too. I don't know.
Okay. Well, it doesn't matter to me. Hello, camera 1, hello, camera 2, and how you doing, camera 3?
If I start thinking about it, it makes me nervous.
Oh, well, I'm just,
See, I think that camera's on right now.
Okay. Well, if that camera's on right now, then I have to put on my camera 2 face.
Camera 2 face.
We are here today to go to the series, but I put started out. Thank you. I had to get that out of the way.
Out of the way.
Early. Stay!
You wear that on Saturday night sometimes?
He's fairly well trained. I wear that on nights where I think I'm going to lose money and people better know what mood I'm in.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yes, I've seen that face in the mirror many times.
Well, I was just looking at some of the many more famous guests that you've had, like Delbert McClinton in 1990.
Yeah.
Arlo Guthrie,
Yes.
98. You've seen that movie, Alice's Restaurant.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Guy Clark. He was at your 25th anniversary, and he played 2 full sets.
Yes, he did. Well, he was, of course, he was this last 36th anniversary he played 2 nights. He's pretty frail, pretty fragile now at 72. He's 72. And is having some difficulties, but that 25th anniversary show was one of my top 10 shows.
Really?
Because he did, I think I related this to you before, But he got up and did a full set, took a break, came up and played and played and played during the second set, and finally stopped after a big round of applause, and he said, "I've got to quit because I don't know any more songs." And I honestly think he played all the songs he knew.
And each one is so complex, so many patterns, picking patterns and everything.
Well, that,
really
I mean,
amazing.
he is an excellent guitar player, but he sort of weaves stories and imagery better. I mean, I call him the greatest songwriter in the United States.
Really, he's known for his lyrics.
And there are many who would disagree with me, but arguably he's the best. And he paints little stories with his words and his music he puts together, and you remember them. You know, they stick in your brain and they hang in there like a tiny little novel for a while. You know.
Is he from around here?
He's originally from Monahans, Texas. He lived in Rockport for a while. I'm sorry, but I got something in my eye.
It's one of the hottest days we've had yet.
I'm crying. I'm crying because I'm going to have to go home and chastise the gorilla for acting up.
Chastise him.
Don't jump on my head again, you hear? Okay.
It seems like I've seen that gorilla on Facebook.
I think he has his own page.
He has his own page, yeah. Yeah. What's it really like, though, just running a place like that night after night and just all the
Well, I don't do it night after night. That's about the only way you can stand it for 35 years. When I started, I was open a lot open maybe 5 to 7 nights a week, and then you slowly knock back to the shows that you think are worth promoting, and it'll make you some money too, a combination of the both. And so now I'm just open maybe 3, 4 nights a week,
Yeah.
which does not require that I be there that often. Man, I'm sorry, but I got some of that mask in my eye.
Oh, did you? Yeah. Some of that rubber particle or something.
So I'm paying the price of comedy.
So Troll runs the...
But it'll be a great shot.
Yeah, that's for sure. Troll runs the open mic on Wednesday night.
Yes. One Wednesday night a month. First Wednesday of every month.
Oh, really?
And I've been thinking recently of maybe expanding it to 2 Wednesdays. Not so much because there's a demand for it, but because it would open more opportunity for it at Poor David's Pub, which is really, well, in my opinion, and many others as well, a quality place to cut your chops, get experience. Listen to yourself. You can hear yourself real well with Carlos the Magnificent, our sound man. And the better you sound yourself, the better motivated you are to play, to
That's very
emote.
true. That's very true.
Are you a musician?
Yes.
Well, then you understand that.
Yes.
If you sound good to yourself, you sing with more confidence.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good room for sure. I enjoyed those bands that I saw a couple of weeks ago, Uver and then Little Jack Melody and the Young Turks. They're so, I couldn't believe the drummer is just great, and the keyboard player, and Little Jack is such a good singer,
Yeah.
very talented.
That was our Denton Does Dallas mini festival, and we're going to do it again after the first of the year. I would hope to expand it into a regular thing where some of the better bands in Denton would come down and play to the Dallas audiences, and spread the music, spread the joy. Everybody make a little money.
It was pretty cool just being able to ride a bus down there and then come home that way.
Yeah, I'll bet.
Yeah. Not have to worry about driving back home.
Or the police in the
Yeah.
rearview mirror.
Yeah, yeah. That was, Lucky Lou's has bought that bus that they used.
I don't know. That was done independently of me,
Yeah,
so I just welcomed them with open arms.
yeah. Yeah, we went to Lucky Lou's and boarded the bus. And
Oh.
I think the bus said Lucky Lou's. It's a black bus. But And you had the Dixie Chicks when Natalie was first starting to work with them.
Right. Well, the Dixie Chicks actually preceded Natalie at Poor David's Pub. In fact, pre-Dixie Chicks, both of the sisters played at Poor David's. One in a band called Blue Night Express, and the other one maybe in the same band. My memory isn't all that clear, but they were like 14 and 15 when they first came into Poor David's,
Oh, really?
and that's when. And then Robin Macy got hooked up in a band called Danger in the Air. Robin was one of the original 4 Dixie Chicks. And that's bluegrassy circle, okay? So, and these girls are all centered around bluegrass when they started. And so when the idea came up of the Dixie Chicks, this was before they named it, all 4 of them got together and started their little ensemble and their music content and show, and didn't saddle me, they sidled up next to me, that's what I was looking for. They actually cornered me close to one of the restaurants where they were playing, and they said, listen to this, come over here, you gotta listen to this. And all 4 of them a cappella played their instruments and sang for me on the sidewalk in front of somebody's steakhouse. I forget the name of it now, but it was on Knox Street, Knox Henderson. And did their little original Dixie Chick stuff. And I said, well, call me and we'll arrange a date. And the first time they played at Poor David's was November of '89, where they opened for Alan Damron. And after that, they headlined 16 times for me after that.
Really?
The very first time Natalie played with the Chicks in Dallas was at Poor David's, and it was November of '96. And it was a packed house. It was a great night.
I bet. I used to really like their videos. They had some pretty good videos. But she and Toby Keith had a problem, didn't they?
Well, I don't know. That was all, I was not privy to any of that,
Yeah.
and I suspect half of it was just showbiz,
Yeah.
something to talk about and get more, add to the publicity factor, but I don't really know.
Yeah, I never did know what all that was about. Well, Townes Van Zandt used to come down there as well. You had him in 1980. What year did he pass away?
He passed away New Year's Day, 1997. A couple of weeks, maybe 3 weeks before he was scheduled to play a co-bill with Steve Fromholtz.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, he was in pretty bad shape by then. He'd battled alcoholism all of his life. What he battled was, this is my opinion only, but he battled inner demons that psychologically or psychiatrically, whatever they were, the only thing that could quell them was alcohol. Maybe a few drugs too, but vodka was his drug of choice, and it would kind of quell the demons, but then it's a case of where the medicine at some point becomes worse than the cure, or the medicine, the cure is worse than the disease, and it killed him.
Yeah. He was in his 50s, something like that.
Something like that, he certainly was a gifted songwriter, and he saw things differently, that's for sure, and he wrote some great songs. And I think he spoke for a whole subclass of people who are emotionally troubled. And he gave them a voice, because there were a lot of people that could relate to what he was saying and how he said it.
He was from a fairly wealthy family, Van Zandt family.
I've heard.
I've heard that.
I think they owned a lot of property in Fort Worth and somewhere. I know that he was originally from Fort Worth. I say I know. I'm pretty sure he was originally from Fort Worth, and then there's a Van Zandt district in Fort Worth. But yeah, I think they had a lot of money.
But he just didn't want to follow business and real estate as a profession, whatever, and he just felt...
Townes and I never had any personal discussions on that.
Really? Yeah.
Never.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
We always talked about shows and
Yeah.
music and his latest jokes. And he loved to tell the story about the time he came into town and wanted to play for me and borrow some money against a future gig. And I said, well, sure, come on up tonight at the open stage, and I'll let you play a couple of songs, and I'll loan you a couple $100 until the next time you play, and we'll take it out of that. So,
Well, that's nice.
yeah, it was nice, but in the meantime, he was drinking a lake of vodka with Roxy Gordon, who's also passed away, probably from the same cause. And when they walked into the door at 7:30 or 8 o'clock, they were floating. And so I walked up to Towns and I says, Towns, I don't think you should really play tonight, but here's $100. I'm gonna loan you $100, and I'll take it out of your pay the next time you play for me. He says, oh, okay, Dave. And the next day, I get a call from his agent, Keith Case, who says, Towns tells me you played him $100 not to play at Port Davis last night. I said, well, that wasn't quite the story, but it sounds more interesting that way, so. That happened. And
Yeah,
Towns would come
yeah.
back and tell the story how poor David paid him $100 not to play.
Yeah.
That's his sense of humor. That was his sense of humor.
Willie Nelson and someone, they did a documentary about him, didn't they, after he passed?
Well, somebody did, and a small film came out, but I didn't see it, and I don't know much about it.
I never did either. I just heard about it being put together. I never did see it or hear of it being finished. Kinky Friedman, he's a character.
He is the caricaturist. He is uniquely one unto himself. I love it.
2007.
Pretty generous. He's generous, he's humanitarian, he's intelligent, he's witty, and he's caring. His persona is somewhat different and offensive to some people. But he's an excellent entertainer.
Yeah.
He's not much of a musician, he'll admit that himself, but he'll get up there and play a few songs, and he'll sing some, play a few chords, strum a few chords, sing a few songs of those, old man Lucas had a lot of mucus coming right out of his nose. And then he'll just keep you entertained the rest of the night.
Yeah.
And then when they all start drinking tequila, hey, it's over. Bar the door. A good time was had by all, only a few remember.
I've never seen him perform music.
But it's, yeah, he's not a great musician, and that's not what he does. He does kinky.
Yeah.
He does kinkiness, and he's great at it.
He has his own songs that he's written, or he does.
Oh yeah, he wrote, the songs that he wrote, like They Don't Make Jews Like Jesus Anymore, and Old Man Lucas had a lot of mucus coming out of his nose. Get your biscuit in the bun, get your biscuits in the oven and your buns in, babe. That's what me to my baby said. He's pretty irreverent.
Yeah.
And he is chauvinistic when he wants to be, but intellectually he's not. I love one of his famous lines. He says, when people ask him, what do you think gays should be able to marry? He says, hell yes, I think they should have the right to be as miserable as the rest of us. That's a kinkyism right there.
Yeah. For your 35th anniversary at Poor David, you had the Denton Grammy-winning Brave Combo.
Yes, they played the 35th anniversary party, and it was fun. And we had a highly successful chicken dance contest where people really took it seriously. Now, you've got to know who Brave Combo is, you've got to know what the chicken dance is too to understand what I'm talking about. But we had everyone get up and who wanted to enter, and then we narrowed it down to 10, and then we narrowed it down to 2, and then we had a chicken dance off.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Chicken dance off. And then we declared the winner. $100 tab, and it cost me $100 because that's what the guy spent that night. He says, here, take this.
Was it somebody from Denton who won it, or do you?
I don't know. He's just a Brave Combo fan, but it was a very fun party. And Brave Combo is one of the best musically talented bands in maybe the world, you know? They're just terrific. They do their Christmas show, and I think they're going to do the Christmas show again this December. Their Christmas show is so much fun. I went to it last December, and we were there, I guess I got there at 8:30, 9 o'clock. We didn't have a big turnout for it. I don't know why, but they started and they played all the way through. I think they took a little break. And when I left to go home, I was definitely in the Christmas spirit. I sang all the Christmas songs they did. Must be Santa, must be Santa, must be Santa, Santa Claus, you know. And it was just upbeat and lively. And I said, you know what? I'm in the Christmas spirit. And I'm a bah humbug kind of a guy. So if they can do it to me, they can do it to anyone. Come.
They are really good, and so many people go to the show just for that chicken dance. They love that so much.
Well, a lot of people go there, yes, for the chicken dance. They go there because they love to dance.
Dance, yeah.
And I have learned to dance more and more to their shows. And also, a great show for dancing and still great music.
Yeah.
And I want to give a plug to Forgotten Space, which is a Grateful Dead tribute band, but probably the best one in Texas. And they're coming back to play for me on September the 6th, Forgotten Space. But you start there early. The show starts and people very gingerly get out on the dance floor and start dancing, except for the pros, those who know what it's all about, they get up. And slowly towards the end of the evening, you'll have everybody out there dancing, including me.
Yeah.
Including me. I've been practicing my spin move. Can I show you my spin move?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then you're hooked up with a microphone.
Oh, hooked up to a microphone?
Let me take this off.
Okay. Good catch. So you're moving. Hey, Uncle Sam's band down by the riverside. See, I've been practicing that spin move.
That's good.
Yeah. But everybody can do that. Everybody
right.
can do that.
Yeah. Something everybody can enjoy and participate in.
Well, I mean, it's kind of what the Grateful Dead is about, is getting involved with the music physically as well.
Yeah.
It's what Brave Combo is about.
Yeah.
The musical experience, not only to hear, but to feel, to vibrate, to expand into.
Yeah. Of all the bands you've had over all these years, it's not necessarily the ones who know all the advanced, just real, technically complicated playing, but it's the bands that relate to people and make the people have a good time.
Well, that's for sure. I mean, when people come out to hear music, they want to be uplifted. They want to be relieved of their temporary stresses and pressures.
Yeah.
They want to be uplifted, and they want to get into the music. They want to kind of be one with the music. And so that's why we at Port Avids are like a dedicated music hall. There's no TV, there's no jukebox, there's no pool table. I mean, we are a live music hall. In fact, I recently painted that on top of my sign, or next to my sign, so people wouldn't be mistaken. It says Port Avids Pub Live Music Hall, because that's what we are. And I tell you, the show tomorrow night with Sarah Jarosz, I know this airs much too late for this to be a promotion for that, but Sarah Jarosz is going to be a big star. And tomorrow night, there's going to be 250 people in there seeing her in this venue, and they'll remember that the rest of their lives.
Yeah, yeah.
Same way they did the Dixie Chicks, or whoever saw the Delbert Clinton show that was the top 10, or the Arla Guthrie show where we packed in 300 and something people when we had a capacity of only 250.
Oh yeah, I wish I had been at some of these shows for sure.
Well, they were certainly memorable, and
Radney Foster. I remember reading about that in the papers when he played here. He's such a talented guy, I think.
he's a great songwriter. He's got a good heart, and he loves the musician, and he loves entertaining.
Yeah.
You know, most of them do love to entertain. They're in it for the applause. and for the creativity. I mean, when you write a song, when you write a piece of music, and when you get out and put it in front of people, you are creating. You're not just repeating.
Yeah.
You're creating, and shows are different every time because they're kind of creating something new every time. And when they stop creating is when they stop growing.
Yeah.
They didn't ask me that, but that's what I've observed.
Yeah.
Now,
yeah.
Bugs Henderson, for example, he kept growing all his life, kept getting a little better and better. So did Gatemouth Brown. You know,
He
they
used to
kept-
come to Louisiana a lot. I've seen him a number of times. He really was quite the entertainer.
I loved Clarence Gatemouth Brown. I loved him. And when he died of cancer, you know, we've got that mosaic that I made of him, and it hangs in honor inside the club.
Really.
He, you know, poor black guy that came out and made his life and future through playing music. He could play just about anything. I mean, he played the fiddle, he played the piano, he played the drums, he played the guitar. He used to brag about the time that he outplayed Roy Clark on TV, and he was proud of it, and he was certain of it. I outplayed his ass. Yeah, I did. That's Clarence. And I got to tell another story about Clarence. Okay. He's in the office of Port David's Pub on Greenville Avenue. It was a tiny office. It's like maybe draw a line from there to here, and back to that corner, and that was the size of the office. And he was sitting in there, and he had his pipe out, and he had a little had a little weed in his pipe, and he's going, and I'm standing there drinking a beer, and he says, "Po Dave, you better stop drinking that stuff. It's going to kill you." That was him.
He toured Russia, I think. I heard
God, he's toured everywhere. He was a consummate entertainer and opinionated, male chauvinist. He didn't give a shoot.
He had a pretty good voice. He had a good singing voice.
He did.
Yeah.
Yes, he
yeah.
did. And then when he got cancer later on and got pretty sick, and he never really actually played my new location, which is now almost 9 years old, but he attended a benefit for himself there. But he just didn't feel well enough to get up on stage with the guitar and play something.
Yeah.
I've always lamented that, but.
I'm glad I've had the opportunity to see him. He used to play in Shreveport, Monroe, Ruston, Louisiana. And
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He was big in the Houston Bayou country, and then one of his best shows, it was rated as one of the top 10 shows of the year, is when he did a solo gig. Played all by himself, one solo gig. And I didn't even hear it because I was out of town at the time, but it was ranked as one of the top 10 shows of the year by the Dallas Morning News.
do you think music has changed much the last 10, 20 years?
Well, yes and no. I mean, there's an inherent quality to music that keeps it forever popular and forever live. I mean, people aren't ever going to be taken over by the digital you got to have your live music live. You got to get in the middle of it yourself. You got to feel what they're feeling, or they got to help you feel what they're feeling. You know, so that's never going to go away. And the reason for music, I mean, what we get out of music is, according to Plato, it gives a soul to the universe. You know what? I kind of believe that. Can you imagine this universe without any music? What would we be like?
God.
We'd go out and create some.
Yeah.
Just because we needed to have some.
Yeah.
Okay, the trends, they change. We like some, we don't like some. You know, eventually nature wins out. What I'm saying is that the best will come to the top and will get popular and will become classic and stay classic. I mean, some of the Beatles tunes, look at those that whoever thought would be great. Now, is Taylor Swift going to be great and classic forever? That's a tough question. I don't know if she is or not, you know. But is Guy Clark's tunes going to go on forever? You're damn right. B.W. Stevenson's songs, you know, who had just a brief exposure to fame and then et cetera. But still get requests for his music through
Yeah.
my place. And
That's
you know,
good.
forms of music get popular and they get unpopular. The blues was really hot and rolling in the 70s and 80s. Now it's way down in Dallas. Reggae was hot and rolling, and now it's way down. But they're going to circulate back up.
Yeah.
They're natural forms of rhythm, of musicality, if you will, of happy sounds or sad sounds. You know, I got the blues this morning. When I got up, I went back to bed. Oh, right, there you go. How's that?
That's for sure.
You ever had the blues that bad?
Yeah.
You went back to bed?
Yeah.
I got the blues. Not coming in, boss. Nope, sorry. I got the blues. I can't even find my shoes. Like that.
Well, David, I appreciate you coming up here and sharing all these things with us, and thank you so much for coming, and thank you all for watching. We appreciate it, and have a great day.
And they tell me, follow your dreams. And they say, do what you want, and money will come. Lots of people have lots of dreams. Lots of people, it seems, when they are young, they look to the sky